Welcome to another edition of the D&D Morning Show. Ching! We need some drums.
Oh boy. We got a piano. We got a little keyboard.
Oh, you don't want Drew to get that out. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm very
Ding,
good.
ding.
Very good. I'll play for you guys one day.
Oh no.
I actually played. I played for you for we did in our membership group for your birthday.
Oh yes. It was beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
was beautiful.
Let's get into some fun facts.
Alrighty.
Yours.
Oh boy.
Want to do yours?
Well, sure. I'll start. I never realized this about myself until I met Drew, but because he points out everything.
It's a gift and a curse. I notice everything.
Everything. But anyway, as a kid, when I grew up, I was like a serious tomboy. I wasn't froofy and frilly and bows and no way. Froofy. Froofy, like ruffles, and I didn't like dresses, nothing. I wore a jogging suit, like jogging pants and a sweatshirt until about grade 6, and my mom's like, it's back to school, my mom's like, hey, don't you think you'd like to buy some jeans? Like, some new pants? You can't go to middle school in a jogging suit. And I'm like, not really. But anyway, so hence began my interesting outfits. Would you like to explain them in more detail?
Oh man. I don't know if you guys ever seen Big Daddy, but Adam Sandler lets this kid wear whatever he wants. So he has one of those things called for weddings that men wear.
The vest? I don't know what you're talking about.
It goes along their belly. I don't know. Anyways, the kid's wearing all kinds of different things. He has he has cowboy boots on and a fireman's hat and all kinds of different crazy stuff. And that reminds me of Dorothy when she just throws on crazy stuff. So she'll have like dress boots on and sweatpants and then like maybe a nice jacket. And I'm like, what are you doing?
And he's like, he calls it a Dorothy outfit.
Well, now I just accept it. I'm like, well, it's just a Dorothy outfit. Nothing goes together. It's just all random crazy
And sometimes I'll come out and I'll be like, Drew, is this a Dorothy outfit? Can I wear this?
Oh yeah, it's just a Dorothy outfit. Carry on.
And it's like, I dress well when I go to school. Let's be clear there. But I can dress myself up when I need to. It's more like those loungy days, right? And Drew, like when we go out to like go shopping or something in the city or something, Drew likes to like get his jeans on, get out of his sweats. Now I'm the opposite. Like on the weekends, I like to get my comfy clothes on. So Drew will be like all dressed up, and I'll have like this Dorothy outfit on. Oh, we won't match.
Yeah, it's funny because it's the opposite. So when she's going out to, if we go out somewhere, you dress up all day. Like all week, you dress up all week, and I don't. I work from home most of the time, so I'm in like sweats or shorts or whatever, sweater. And then so when we go out somewhere, I want to wear something different. So we're always the opposite. Which I suppose balances out.
Yeah. But the Dorothy outfit.
All right, we should move on.
What is yours?
Mine is, I don't know.
You eat everything.
I'll eat everything.
So sometimes, do you want to explain?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So sometimes Drew makes some concoctions that are packed full of nutrients, but don't look so appetizing and perhaps don't taste the best. For example,
Oh boy.
when it's like close to grocery day and there's like random things in the fridge, he'll just like create something crazy, and it'll be quite interesting looking. And he'll be like, "You're not gonna eat this, are you?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like eating this weird like concoction, but he doesn't care because he's like, "Chock full of nutrients. As long as it's got nutrients, we can eat it."
I should mention that they do, well, not always, but I think most of the time they taste good, but if they don't look fantastic, they're like,
Well, it's just weird. Like, do we have an example? I don't know.
sometimes I'll throw like one of the ones that's a picture in my mind is like lentils, because for me lentils is hard to make look good.
Yes.
So I'll throw in like lentils and maybe mushrooms and green peppers and like kind of cook them separately, but you mix them together and it kind of looks like mush. And that's something that Dorothy will not eat at all. So, but yeah, that's you know the thing is, did I spit on you?
No.
A lot of the meals in our meal plan come from me just like throwing stuff together. Like for example, the toast, we have garlic, tomatoes, avocado on toast. That's one of our favorite ones in our membership group when we design our meal plans. And that was just from what we had in the fridge.
Yeah, there was like nothing for breakfast, and I'm like, there's no food. And Drew's like, relax. So he went and like whipped up the tomato one. It was good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And one of the other things I should mention is when I grew up in eating this healthy lifestyle, and I needed to find different ways to nutritionize my body. And I was in college, I didn't have much time, I didn't have much money, and I wanted to have the best nutrients possible in my body. So I would just make up these crazy concoctions just for nutritional value. I didn't really care what it tastes like, and I think that's where it comes from.
How about your 99-cent tuna?
Well, again, we didn't have any money in college, so I ate 99-cent tuna.
Catfish tuna, or the cat food tuna.
I didn't even know there was white tuna. Well, I knew that it was way more expensive.
And when we first met, I'm like, I'm not eating your tuna. I'm gonna eat my tuna over here. Of course, it is more expensive, but I'm like, what do you mean you don't know there's like white tuna?
I didn't know the difference. But I really hated tuna. We don't eat much tuna anymore.
No.
But a couple years ago, I suppose we would always argue about tuna. Have this tuna, that tuna. Like I would always make up different ways to hide the taste of tuna. I'd put like garlic in it. I'd put in pasta and black olives. I had all these kinds of my own favorite recipes to hide the tuna to get those. What I thought I needed all that different types of protein, for example. So that's where that came from.
I introduced you to the good tuna.
You sure did.
Oh man.
All right, so we want to get into breakfast cereals today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So one of the things that we do is, well, why don't you tell us, Dorothy? One of the things right here, I don't know if you guys can see, but we make our own granola, and we do that on a regular basis.
Every week. Every week we make a batch.
Yeah.
To replenish it. It's kind of funny because I have a story, but we'll get into some other things. But my little grade 1 kids, sometimes I bring granola for lunch. So I had my granola and I'm eating it, and one of my little grade 1s is like, what are you eating? I said, I'm having some cereal. And they're like looking at it. They're like, that doesn't look like cereal. I said, well, I made my own cereal. It's homemade granola. And they're like, you can make your own cereal? So it just kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, and that's something that I think a lot of people think it's too difficult to make your own. And the reason we make our own is because when you go to the grocery store to find clean, cold cereals, for example, it's really hard to find. Mm-hmm. There's so many toxins, additives, preservatives, coloring, sugar.
The ingredient list is like this long, takes the whole side of the box.
Even the cleaner ones are. Yeah. Even the cleaner ones aren't, wouldn't be as good as making your own. And I know sometimes we have limited time during the week, but that's why we make a big batch. Mm-hmm. We make a big batch on a Sunday, for example, or when we have time in the week. Yeah. And then we have a big container of it, and we just keep it in the cupboard or the fridge, and we eat that throughout the week.
It's so easy to make. It takes few ingredients. Mm-hmm. Our favorite recipe is we put 6 cups of oats, we put a half a cup of peanut butter, we put a half a cup of applesauce, and a sweetener, like a quarter a cup to a half a cup of maple syrup usually. And then we mix that in with the oats, and you can add cinnamon, spices. We bake that, and the trick, I had to teach Drew this trick. When you cook granola, you want to make sure you're home, like you have lots of time, because you want to cook it low and slow. So put your oven really low, like 250, 275, and cook it slow. Like set your timer every 15 minutes or so, and stir it, and it'll cook really slow. It'll take a couple hours, right? Like an hour and a half-ish?
Not a couple hours, I don't know.
Not that long?
I think an hour and a half would be max.
Okay, but when you cook it like that, then it doesn't burn. It's not clumpy. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not so much, I like to cook food on the stove, stir fry, barbecue. Dorothy's the baker. So when I make my granola, I'll make a huge batch and then I'll throw it in the oven on high just so it cooks. So sometimes it gets burnt a bit, sometimes it comes out clumpy, the exact opposite of how Dorothy does it. So that's definitely a nice little trick or tips to help your granola come out tasting better. Again, it's easy for me just to eat whatever for nutritional value, but it tastes way better the way Dorothy does it, and it takes a bit more work, but you're only mixing it a few times throughout that hour and a half, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And you don't have burnt, if that's something you're worried about.
And another tip to boost the nutrient quality is add your nuts and seeds after you bake it, because if you throw your nuts and seeds in for that long in the oven, it's gonna take away all of the nutrients from your nuts and seeds. So make sure you throw those in after it's baked.
Yeah, along with that recipe Dorothy shared, we put in maybe almonds, cashews, whatever nuts we have, we chop them up and throw them in after the last time we pulled out of the oven. And then sometimes we sprinkle hemp seeds on there, for example. One of the things that I like to do is before we pour the granola is I pour some chia seeds into the bottom of the bowl and I let them soak in almond milk before I add the granola. So then the chia seeds are, I don't know where they get that.
Jelly?
Get a little bit jelly.
Is that the right?
But it's, yeah, sure. So jelly, maybe a bit translucent. They get that gel on the outside, but they're easier to digest that way, and it actually increases the nutritional value as well. So we let that sit for a bit, then we add the granola, and right now this has some chopped bananas as well.
And hemp seeds.
So if you find some cleaner cold cereals on the shelf, you can do the same thing. You can put your chia seeds, you can soak some chia seeds, and then throw in your cold cereal, chop up pear, ginger, or bananas, or apple, cinnamon, whatever it is. You can add those to increase the nutritional value.
Yeah.
And then, so that's basically it with cold cereals. That was granola. We talked about granola quite a bit because we have it often and we love it. There's so many different types of, different ways that you can create it to make it taste delicious.
Different, yeah.
The oats that we use are gluten-free, by the way. And we have different recipes in our meal plans if granola isn't for you, if that's not what you love or enjoy. But make sure you're reading the ingredients when you're looking for products in grocery stores. We were at Whole Foods not too long ago while we were traveling, and we found a really nice, it was like a Raisin Bran.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was.
It only had a few ingredients, and that's what we had in the morning because we weren't going to bake granola at the place we were staying. We did have a stove, but we weren't there for very long. Didn't really make much sense. But you can find cleaner cereals if you're not prepared with something like homemade granola, but just make sure to read the ingredients. Yeah. A meal plan?
Meal plan. Well, this week you were the star. Meal plan writer right here.
Meal plan writer.
I got a week off, guys. So Drew took some time to write a meal plan this week. So what do you got for us?
All right. So meal plan. One of the things that we put together, brought back was like a pear soup.
Oh, that was delicious.
It's actually one of our members gave us the recipe. And it was like a pear turnip soup.
Yeah, or was it
parsnip?
Was it parsnips?
Yeah, pear parsnip soup.
Yes.
That's a twister.
Pear parsnip soup.
Oh, nice.
Guess who won that one?
So we have that in there. We have one of my soups. All right, so I'll tell you real quick.
We have so many stories today.
One of my soup is I don't use veggie broth. I don't use any kind of additives. I just like the flavor of food. And that's something that we teach within our membership group. But Dorothy still likes other types of flavors and types of additives, clean ones of course. Did you like to share what you said about when I said, oh, I'm going to put my soup in the meal plan this week?
What did I say? Oh, something about it being water.
Water and veggies.
Water and veggies. Because sometimes when Drew makes soup, it's a little bland because it's just water and veggies.
I don't think she'll know the difference if I put she's like, did you put water in there? Because Dorothy will use the veggie stock.
Yeah, I like that.
And I make my own stock. So It's not as flavorful, but I think it's good enough.
And I'm like, water and veggies. I don't want to scare you away from his recipe though.
You have to try it. Just try it.
But I did make my own veggie broth recently.
You did.
So
It turned out.
It turned out good.
Yeah.
I just boiled up the water with carrots, onions, celery, spices, and I just let it boil for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what they would do in the packages, but I just blended mine all up. I don't know if you'd remove the veggies and all of that, but I just blended it up.
Yeah, you can do it any kind of way that suits your fancy.
Yes. Anyway, Drew soup. What else do we have?
We have a Greek lentil bowl. Funny, we were just talking about lentils.
Yes.
That one's fantastic, though, and it looks good as well. Dorothy will eat that one.
Yes, we actually were at a really nice vegan restaurant a couple of years ago, and we had this dish, and we went home and thought, we could make that. So we kind of like made our own version of what we had at that restaurant, and it turned out really good.
Yeah. Pancakes, pumpkin pancakes is one. We have a bunch of pumpkins left over from Halloween that we've been eating in soups and smoothies and however way we can think of it. So we had made pancakes and they were so good, they melt in your mouth. So we put that recipe in the meal plan as well.
Yeah.
And then snacks, just a couple snacks like bananas and peanut butter. That's a fan favorite in this house.
Yes.
And then we have complete
more peanut butter than banana though.
Complete Truth, peanut butter cookies.
Ooh, yeah.
Delicious little snack there. So another great week. It was actually Dorothy's been. I used to do the meal plans, and Dorothy took some more time to work on within our membership group. So she's been doing them for a while. So it was actually nice to come back and have some old memories and remember like what it was like to put meal plans together. It's like a little work of art.
Yes.
It's like a little creation. We work hard to put these meals together and match them up.
Yeah.
So it was cool to go back and and remember what it was like to create them for the group.
Mm-hmm. And we always appreciate suggestions from our members. We want to know what you guys like, what's your favorites. So we got a couple suggestions for upcoming meal plans within our group. I know Vanda posted a couple suggestions recently, and so we always love to hear from you guys, like your favorite meals, what you'd like to see. If you find a clean recipe and you want to try it out,
let us know.
Let us know.
It was funny, I put in that pear parsnip soup, and then I asked for suggestions, and Louise said, I'd like the pear parsnip soup. We haven't had it for a while.
And it was already in there?
It was kind of cool. We're on the same
page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. Well, someone asked about the blender.
Vanda did. Oh, no. Vanda.
Dallas asked about what kind of blender you have, and then Vanda answered. But she said it's a blender.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cool.
That was funny. I thought that I laughed at that. I'm like, oh, they know us so well. Vanda knows what cup blender we have. Oh man, that's funny.
All right, so let's wrap this up here.
Sure.
So we had a quote, but I don't have it with me, so we'll come back to it another show, I guess.
Make one up right now. Give us a quote.
Our quote is, one of my favorite quotes is, it's time to come up with better solutions instead of better excuses.
That's a good one. That's in your book. That's in Detoxify Yourself.
Yeah.
Drew Daddy.
Plug. I think many times, like especially winter, I just did a private podcast on winter blues.
Yes.
And I think it's easy for us to make excuses, especially in the winter time. It's
too cold. It's too icy. You know what?
Yeah, there's always excuses, but I think if we come up with more solutions to whatever problem or issue we have, we'll be more successful in life.
And we can help you out with those too inside the group. Like that's why we're there, to support. So if something comes up, you need some help, we're there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here with us. We're going to wrap this up. We appreciate your time, efforts, everything you do to be a part of what we do. So
yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next show.
See you next time.
See ya.